Hello everyone, I am here again to talk about some lessons and ideas. Today our topic is instructional materials in education. But before that, know me, I'm Megan B. Inahead. So today, instructional materials in education. So what's the content for our presentation? So first, we have the guide to the selection of instructional materials. Second, the rules of different teaching learning system. Third, types of instructional materials. Fourth, online tools in teaching and learning. So let's start with guidance in the selection of instructional materials. In guidance in the selection of instructional materials, instructors must be thoroughly familiar with the content of all media used in instruction, and also consistent. Select only instructional media that are consistent with students' capabilities and learning styles. So, other than that, we have the instructional media, which is instructional media should be chosen objectively, rather on the basis of teachers' personal preferences or biases. Second is to follow learning activities. Third is the contribution to the learning outcomes. Fourth is produced locally by instructor, usually make significant contribution to learning. And last is the appropriate. Instructional media should be appropriate to the teaching format being used. Guidelines in the selection of instructional materials. We have 7 guidelines: the purpose, the objective, the flexibility, the diversity, the development, the content, and lastly, the guide learners. So, let's talk about purpose of guidelines in selection. What's the purpose? Why do we choose these instructional materials? Objective: provide materials. Instructional materials must have stimulate factual knowledge. Students must have gain knowledge through instructional materials. Flexibility: does it fit the needed lesson? Diversity: how different it is to others? Development: did you gain ideas? Content: what's the presentation all about? And lastly, guide learners: does it help deepen your understanding not only as a student but also as an audience? So let's move on with 3 basic classes of instructional methods and its rules in teaching and learning. We have the class learning techniques, its examples, and the rules of teacher on that technique. First, the individualized instruction. Examples are conventional lecture. Teacher's role are to be the producer and the manager of resources. Class learning techniques as group learning. Examples like tutorial and seminars. Roles of teacher during that are to be the organizer and the facilitator. Class learning techniques as mass instruction. Examples are direct learning, opening learning, distance learning, and others. Rules for that of teachers are to be the traditional expository ruler and the controller of instruction process. That's the 3 basic of instructional methods and its role in teaching and learning. So let's move on to the types of instructional materials. There are 4 types: the printed and duplicate materials, the projected display materials, non-projected display materials, and the technological instructional materials. I have here some of the examples under the different types of instructional materials. Under printed and duplicate materials are the handout and assignment sheets, while projected display materials have film strips, overhead slides, and projector transparency slides. Non-projected display matters have chalkboard, marker board, and flip charts. While the last is the technological instructional media, which are audio materials, film and video materials, and paper motion animation. So, let's start again with the instructional materials that are available today. These are 3 instructional materials that is available today. This is the technology, the audio and video, and lastly the internet. Technology offers the possibility of alternative materials. Audio and video enables to access resources that support learner. Internet brought further changes as materials is downloaded. Now, let's talk about the online tools in teaching and learning. First, we have the Schoology. For your information, Schoology is a learning management system. It helps you stay informed about your students. It also views your students' upcoming overdue assignments. eTalem. eTalem is also a learning management system that enhances conventional teacher training programs. YouTube. YouTube is a popular video sharing website. YouTube is a video sharing service where users can watch. Edmundo. Edmundo, a free learning management platform. Students and parents can get quick answers through Edmundo. Kahoot. Kahoot makes it easier to create, share, and play. Padlet. Padlet, a web app that lets users post notes in digital wall. Padlet also is a site wherein the classroom are virtually endless. Photon. Photon, a web-based animation software. It allows users to create animation presentation. Plickers. Plickers is a rapid response classroom polling app. Mostly, teachers use mobile devices to scan paper cards for plickers. Stormboard. Stormboard, a digital workspace. Stormboard helps teams hold more efficient meetings. Mindjet. Mindjet is the best way to organize information with mind map. It also helps with brainstorming ideas, take notes, and track tasks everywhere you go. Muslim Kid TV. Muslim Kid TV makes learning about Islam attractive and fun. This is perfect for kids 2 to 12 years old. Stick Around, an app for creating, sorting, and labeling puzzles. It selects from a handful of pre-made puzzles. ClassKick, a free digital app for formative assessment tool. ClassKick take teachers to create lessons and assignments. Socrative, a cloud-based student response system. Canva, a free graphic design platform. It allows you to easily get invitation and lesson plans. Quizlet helps students study information through interactive tool. Little Alchemy, an online game app, which is also when you mix 4 basic elements, you can mix and start creating more. Duolingo, the most popular language learning. Duolingo also the most downloaded education app in the world. Dismus, a free graphic and teaching tool for math. Dismus encourages students to practice math skills. Crash Course, review your learning with supplemental flashcards. Crash Course is an app to portals of ideas. Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is easy to use and can make any video on your lesson. It can also find video lesson created by other creators or other teachers. Discussion. Does instructional materials help possible in technology? And that's for my presentation. I hope you learned something and see you to my next video. Have a good day.